Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am going to be talking about my takeaways from prospecting and closing your way to millions. I spoke about this a couple of times before in the past, and that training is actually done by Danny Johnson. The first time I've actually listened to it was in 2014. So I do have the training. I'm just going to talk about this takeaway. So if you're definitely watching me live, type live in the comments. So let me know where you're watching from. Most of y'all going to be watching the replay. So if you're watching the replay, top replay in the bottom. So my takeaways from prospecting and closing your way to millions. One thing that I have to say is, of course, you always have to be having prospecting and always have people in your pipeline. It's really an important thing because there's no way that you're going to be able to be prospecting. If you don't have people in your pipeline, then you don't have no business, basically. And you always have to be talking to people. So one method, and this is the first person that I heard it from, which is Danny Johnson. A lot of people change up the wording, but it's the form core method. Hey, Tamara. So you have to learn the form core method. And one book that she always recommend that people read is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That book teaches you how people function in life. And if you really know how to win friends and influence people, you're going to be a better person, meaning that you'll be a better listener. You'll pick up on certain cues that people have. Hey, Patrick. You'll pick up on certain cues that people's telling you, and every person tells you how to sell them. So the form core method is FORM, and it stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. So this is how I'm going to tie everything in. Once again, it's family, occupation, recreation, and message. So with the F, when you're prospecting people, say if you're doing it on Facebook, the thing that drives me berserk and it drives me crazy is, say if I message a person and they respond back to me with this long copy and paste message, or even they just send me a link. That's not building a relationship with me. That's not letting me know who the heck you are. So I'm turned off from that right away, which means that you're leading with your own intention. You're not trying to talk to me or figure out who the heck I am. You have no clue who I am if you're just talking to me and you're sending me a link, right? So the thing is, you don't want to talk too long with a person, but you want to get them talking about yourself. Because basically, if you are more interested in people than you are yourself, you're naturally going to get what you want. So you want to see where people at in life. A lot of times when I'm prospecting, I ask people, and I speak to a lot of people that's in a profession or have a network marketing business already. So if they do have a business already, I ask them for the most part, like, what company you with? How has your experience been? How long have you been doing this so far? And then I transition the conversation into everyday life. So you want to find out about their family, find out personal things about it. Because when a person is really comfortable to talk about their family, that means that they are somewhat trusting you. And look at people's cover photos. People have cover photos. I'm going to tie this in with prospecting on Facebook, really. So people have cover photos on their Facebook page for the most part, and most people cover photos is of their children with themselves, or some kind of intimate photo. So comment on that. Hey, I see that you have your son and daughter on your cover photo. It's beautiful. Like where you live, or a lot of people have an introduction comment in their photos. On their Facebook page. If you go on their Facebook page, a lot of people have an intro. I don't even remember what mine says, but mine probably says something like mompreneur, want on a mission to help people get healthy and wealthy, something like that. Hello. So it's something of the sort that I have say on my cover photo. I don't remember, but people have a cover introduction and they have a cover photo. My cover photo is a picture of myself and my son and daughter. So if somebody naturally sees my cover photo, hey, I noticed you have kids. I have two. Blah blah blah. How old are they? So that's talking points. The next thing you want to find out is recreation. What do people like to do? What do you like to do in your spare time? Let me know a little bit about yourself. Do you like to work out? Do you like fitness class? I like spending classes. What do you do? Do you like to travel? Are you a person that's into like hiking? Are you a person that likes to skydive? Get that adrenaline rush? Let me know about yourself. So you just don't want to, at least a little bit about the person, and a person wants to know that you're genuinely interested, because he who talks the most loses. That's first. He who talks the most loses, and sometimes you need to talk and apply the duct tape. Stop diarrheaing over people. All we do is sometimes talk. And if we're talking about ourselves, so we're leading with our own motive, and that turns people off. Don't forget to use voice notes. Voice notes are very powerful. So I did the F, which is family. I did the R, which is recreation. Now I did the O, which is occupation. I skipped over occupation. I talked about recreation. But let's go back to occupation, which is FO. So occupation. What do you do for a living? I kind of did touch on this because I asked people what company they're with or what the heck they do. A lot of people work a job. They're doing their network marketing business as a part-time thing and eventually build up the beliefs to do it as a full-time thing. But find these things out about people. I spoke to a lady the other day. She has 7 children and she lives in Texas. And basically, her mission is she works, in refurbishing furniture, and she basically is want to journey on the entrepreneurship roller coaster, and she wants to be home with her children. Like, I'm pretty sure if you're having 7 children, they need a lot of attention because, I have 2, and I realize, like, sometimes, you have to juggle, and kids want their attention. So how would that be to at least help somebody create a part-time income, bringing in an extra $500, $1,000, whatever they want to bring in a month? It probably help them scale back on their job and spend more time with their family. But if you don't know what their person why is, or what's their core motive, how the heck you just gonna tell them about your business opportunity, right? So I did my family. We talked about occupation. We did talk about recreation. Now, message. Every person tells you how to close them. People say things in conversation, and it's key things that will make you close them. So I'm going to go to prospecting over the phone, because this is what I did for years, and I think I have, I took prospecting and closing classes, and I could say, and I still prospect, and I could say that I'm a strong closer. I just have to tie that into my business. But when you're prospecting over the phone, for instance, people say things that it tells you their message and it tells you how to close them. So I remember I spoke to this lady who has 2 children. Forget that one. Let me talk about this guy. So I was talking to a guy, and he has 3 daughters, and he is so worried because he knows that they are embarking on that point and where they're actually getting ready to go into college, and he is concerned because he does not have savings for them and don't know how he's essentially going to pay for his children's schooling. So that's a message right there. Oh, you don't know how you're going to pay for their schooling? Well, you just said they're 14, 15, and 16. He had them 3 years apart. So let's get you on track, because the reason why I actually spoke to him is because there are tons of people that go on the internet daily and type in information where they would like to make money from home. And that's where you purchase lead lists and you are able to call them. So I had this person on one of my lists, and he told me that. So I said, hey, this may or may not be for you, but let me show you what I do. I'm with a company that I'm highly excited about. Do you want to take a look? This may be a way to actually pay for your daughter's college fund. You could earn some extra money so you could start stashing away to put your daughters through college. If I wasn't listening, or if I was just blabbing my lips and leading with my own motive, I would have never picked up on his cues that he wants to put his daughters through college, and he wouldn't have been open or receptive to watching the presentation to make an executive decision whether he wants to join a business or not. So this ties back into Facebook here. If you're prospecting, if you're leaving voice notes to people, if you're talking and want to get people in your business, you have to form them. Family, occupation, recreation, and listen to that message. Listen to that message because everybody has something what they have something that they want. And another thing what I learned with that closing tool is, do you want to make money fast or do you want to do it slower? That's why some people say FORM and say the M stands for money. But you have to have the confidence. Yes, building relationships is the key. And you have to have the confidence, and I don't know if you got to psych yourself up to do it, but you have to have the confidence to reel off certain things to people and be extra bold. And just be like, listen, what's your budget? You have to ask that key, like, do you have capital to invest in a business right now? Because you want to qualify people. There's no point in talking to people for however long and then find out that they're not suited for your business. Like, it's cool that you want to work with everybody, but there's some people that you don't is not qualified to work with you. If they don't have money to invest in the business, then you don't need to be working with them. That's just how it is. Like, there's so many people out there that's looking for you to join and that's looking for you to talk about their opportunity with, but sometimes we waste our time with people that says, I don't have the money. I don't have the time. There's people that's consistently giving us excuses. And you know what? People that give excuses cannot not afford not to be in your business. So sometimes we wrap up our time, trying to figure out ways or work with people that's unwilling. Keep on moving, keep on pushing, because you know what? Everybody that's giving you excuses or everybody that's telling you that they're not giving their reasons why they can't do it, could stay in that place. And sometimes we have people that feel so desperate to actually get somebody in the business, we even cave in and say like, oh, I'll pay for you to get in. No, don't ever do that, because you know what? As much as is good, and I believe that you want to give to people and you want to help them out as much as you can, but if we pay for people, there is no commitment, it is very easy to give up. And I'm very guilty of that in the past. I actually done that in the past out of desperation and not knowing better. I paid for people to get in business. I actually extended, and really was trying to motivate my chickens, like help them elevate to another level that they wasn't ready to go to. So you can't drag people along the way. They're going to drag you down. So keep on looking for people, because there's people out there that is waiting for you. They are just waiting for you to form them and actually believe that you genuinely care about them. Because if you genuinely care about others more than you do about your own motive, you're naturally going to get what you want. But you have to look for those people that is wanting you. There could have been people praying earlier in the day, waiting, saying like, oh my God, I don't know how to, I'm waiting for a blessing. I don't know how I'm going to get myself out of these situations. And here you go in their inbox, or here you go on a phone call. Call them at the perfect timing, and they don't realize that that's that blessing that they've been asking for. But a lot of us is unconfident within ourselves. We're not confident with ourselves or secure, and we have a problem prospecting people because we're leading with ourselves. Listen, if you're broke, if you're in a situation or you're not confident with yourself, don't hold yourself back from talking to other people that's wrong of you. You're leading with yourself. You're making a decision for somebody else. You can't do that. You cannot do that, because it's selfish on our parts if we leave with our own agenda. We can't leave with our own agenda. We have to talk to the masses, because everything is a numbers game. And when you realize this is a numbers game and you talk to the right people, the more you prospect, the more confidence you're going to build. The more that you find out about people, the more fun it's going to be for you. Because then you're going to start to realize like, hey, I'm meeting people on a regular basis. I'm learning so much about people. It's really fun prospecting. And once again, like I say, hey Layla, once again I'm going to say, the first person that I learned about the prospecting and closing your way to millions was from Danny Johnson. That form core method is really awesome. Thank you. I'm going. It's that. Oh, I got my bio. So, but yeah. So definitely lead, not with your own agenda. Lead with what other people want. The more that you prospect, the more fun it's going to be because you start to learn about people. Like I said, if I didn't call that guy that was talking about his daughters needing, certain funds in their college fund, then I would have never met this guy. And I actually call him from time to time, and he said that he's getting his money together, but that's a person that I could revisit. The fortune is in the follow-up, but you have to start talking to people to actually get a pipeline so you can follow up with people. So in closing and in recapping, definitely focus on the family, occupation, recreation, message. Remember that everybody has a message and everybody tells you how to close them. People say key things in conversation, and as long as you're a good listener, you will learn. Be a good listener because you will definitely learn how to close people. And definitely have fun with it. Like, don't look at it as a task, because if you look at it as a task while you're prospecting people, it's going to be like a tedious thing and it's not going to be good. So do it for fun. Have fun with it. And the more that you prospect, the more you will enhance your skill, and the more skills that you have with prospecting, the more of a closing ratio that you're going to get. And just remember, for every 100 people in the beginning, you're bound to close one or two. So you have to reach out in the beginning. I'm talking about even if you're at your worst. You could be at your worst in the beginning. And trust me, I remember picking up the phone before and I'm like, ugh. So if you're at your worst moments in the beginning, for every 100 people, you're bound to get one or two. And usually when you enhance your skill, for every 100 people, you're bound to get 10. So this is a little bit different on Facebook, I believe, than on the phone. So because most people is doing cold prospecting. For every 100 people, just expect to close that one or two, and then scale it up and work on closing your closing ratios. But look at it as a numbers game. Make it a fun process. Expect to talk to 10 people a day. Constantly add people to your list. Delete people from your list. Speak with people. Hey, Stephanie. Hey. Speak with people that's interested. Speak with people who's genuinely, not negative. If you're getting a negative tone from people, move on. Hey, Cedric. If you're getting a negative tone from people, move on. If you're getting that positive vibe, then keep on going. But definitely work on that form core method, FORM, family, occupation, recreation, and message, and lead with that. Lead with that. Talk to everyone. Be confident within yourself. Even if you have to psych yourself up every day and be like, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. And I remember like in the beginning when I was prospecting people and I was nervous to look at the reply that people had. But just portray that confidence. Don't listen to 1,000 trainings. Don't do what I did. I'm on that personal development diet because you know what? A lot of us look into personal development to use it as an excuse not to talk to people. And remember, people is the ones with money. People is the one that's going to explode your business. You're out there to talk to people. You're not there to be cleaning, right? And when you're supposed to be prospecting, don't be cleaning. Don't vacuum. Don't go searching on people's page. Talk to people. Talk to people. Try to talk to 10 people per day. Scale up your numbers. The more people that you're talking to, the more results you're going to get. And on that positive note, I want everybody to have an amazing day. I'm about to go downstairs, get some breakfast, and then I'm going to get my butt on a computer and start prospecting. So make it fun. Write down your goals. And please listen to what I'm saying about this form core method because I heard it in 2014 from Danny Johnson. I'm telling you, this method is awesome.